Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Heavy Repping. My name is John Tron Davidson, and I'm here once again in our beautiful, super best, ultra mega secret test location in the southwest of England. So today I'd like to talk to you about this. This is the Xufoy GO, and if you're a keen observer of Heavy Repping, you'll notice that this made it into my top picks of the year so far. This funny looking, asymmetric, black Ultem made creation. Now these are made by a gentleman called Malte Sadler in Germany, who is in fact an architect, and he made all sorts of crazy picks. I absolutely love this, but with Heavy Repping being a relatively unbiased channel, and obviously one has one's prejudices and predilections and so on, I want to talk to you specifically about this today because I think that this is a categorical example of how what we think a pick is supposed to be doesn't have to be rigid. So most of the plectrums that you'll come across in your lifetime will be teardrop shaped, like the 351, or they'll be like the Jazz 3 or the 346 and that sort of stuff. However, there's absolutely nothing to say that a pick can't be any shape at all. I've seen them made into the shape of razor blades and into shapes like the dragon heart and so on. And the beautiful thing about this is that it's 2.7 millimeters. Where's my calipers? So it comes in at 2.6 millimeters, this thing, and it is made from black Ultem, which is like Ultem but black. Now I have to say I'm a big fan of Ultem, and I've seen it in both its clear variety, the things like the Dunlop Jazz 3 XL, but this is the first time I've really seen it in black, and it does feel slightly different. Whether that's down to changes in opacity or what have you, I couldn't say. But today what I'm going to do is I'm going to run it through the stick and the board and the WEM, and I'm going to let you hear why I think the Xufoy GO is a magnificent addition to any collection. So without further ado, let's do the business. So one of the things that I want to make sure that I get across with this is that the Go is a pick that you don't just grab and use. Now I know that's going to put a lot of you off and you go brrr. However, hear me out. So when I first got this, it felt a bit too small and it's a weird shape, and obviously I didn't know anything about the company apart from the correspondence I'd had with Malte, who's a pretty nice guy, I'm not going to lie. But, ladies and gentlemen, having spent an evening playing this, because I was really excited, as I say, I was really excited about this coming, so I was like, So I spent an evening playing this and adjusting it in my hands, and then I got to understand the grip. This top bit is smaller because it tucks in there. Now that sounds really obvious, right? But you know, you could hold this any number of ways, but this is, once you got it in there, the grip is so secure, and you just have to wave your hand. With other picks that I've had, and the beautiful thing is, once you get used to where it is, and you play with it for a couple of days, I went back to playing with other picks that I have, and they felt enormous. All of that roundness and how unsharp the tip is means that you get right down into the string, and it's got a real like push to it, but it's also capable of being incredibly gentle. And it's an odd thing. It's like it's got its own happy-go-lucky sort of spirit to it. And if you want to do serious, and it's great for trem picking. Like I played some black metal with it in the video we did on 5 odd picks, which you can find in the description below. But it's hilariously good for playing at speed. Now, it might not have the same top end that you get from sharper plectrums, because obviously it's so blunt and round, but because it's made from Ultem, and then Ultem's got this really hard tone, and then you take away a bit of the aggression by rounding it off, it's a banger. It's honestly, it's such a blast to play, and there are very, very, very few picks that I own that get as much of me out of me as this does. Now that's obviously a very personal thing, and I've handed this off to friends of mine who've gone, hey, this feels a bit strange. But I've spent more time with this since it arrived than more or less anything else that's come in the last sort of 2 months. And that sort of speaks volumes about it, really. So, all I can advise is go to xufoy.net. I'm going to leave a description here, and also the review of this that I wrote in the description below, and go and check them out. They're not expensive. They're like three euros, I think. I don't know what that translates to in your money, but in pounds it's like $2.75 or something. So in boutique pick terms, they just don't cost all that much, but they're beautifully made. I've got quite a few of them now. They're really consistent, and yeah, it's just a howl, honestly. You'll wonder why the picks that you use are so ungainly and weird after this. So go and check it out. That's a direct instruction from Heavy Repping. So that concludes our little video on the Xufoy GO. I hope you've enjoyed it very much as I have playing it. You can read the review in the description below. In the meantime, I will be back with more plectrology in the coming days. My name is John Tron Davidson. This is Heavy Repping, and I shall see you soon. Just remember, if you don't know what to do, rep hard, rep heavy.